Hello, everybody, and this is a crackpot theory on the amazing digital circus and what its next episode is going to look like. Now, I'm gonna increase my dot size because I didn't think about this beforehand, and maybe my. There we go. Anyways, so the amazing digital circus, we all know it, we all love it, and I have a crackpot theory on it that surrounds three different possibilities. 1. Kane revival. 2. The bubble uprising. And 3. Escape. Now, what does this mean? The escape is just me saying that the amazing digital circus, the characters, they're going to escape. Now, that is a little weird, and there's a few reasons for that one, and I'm gonna say what the reasons why they're unlikely. It's because they're files. They're information. They're mind files. Like, they are not actually people. Now we hear Kane talk about this. Mind file. Now this means that they are actually out and about in the world. But they're, whatever they are, isn't. So, I'm trying to think of how I'm going to do this, because I'm planning on editing this so that it has like little videos like most people do. So, the idea is that with this one, it's going to be discarding the mind file fact, or maybe it's not, I don't know. This is just a crackpot theory. So it's going to be excusing that, and it's going to be thinking about just leaving the PC. As in, their next whole segment is going to be about leaving. Now, this is my least likely scenario in my mind. It doesn't seem like it's going to happen. Why? Well, like I said, they're files. They're not going to make it out of the real world, or make it out of the circus. Now, there is a chance that they just make the circus their own, like rebuild it, but I don't find that very likely. So, this theory goes along the ways that they exit somehow. Now, there are two ways they can do this. One, they're actually just people. They're just sitting at their desk or whatnot, just slouched over or something, like crazy CNA crap. Or two, they become cameras. Like, they become AIs released onto the public scenario or whatever. Or third option, robots to do. But this is very unlikely, like I said, and that's why I'm just skimming over this one. Now, second theory that I'd like to say, which is also unlikely, is Bubble Dictator option. Basically, Bubble takes over the circus. And Bubble is probably not that nice of a guy. Sorry, excuse my... Oh wait, you probably ain't seen this yet. You just wait and see this monstrosity of a bubble. But anyways, there's a reason why I say this one isn't likely to. It's because Bubble, our little nightmare fella, Bubble is dead. Bubble is no longer with us. Now, the reason why I say that is because a split frame that I took a screenshot of inside of the digital circus, where you can see a little bubble glitching out, which seems to say that Bubble is dead. Dead like Kane. Now, that isn't to say that there isn't a chance that the AI that was probably the thing that had Bubble's making, that Kane used for Bubble, the part of Kane that was the other AI, his subconscious thought, one may say. This guy might still be alive. Now, this guy was linked to Bubble, but that's not to say that Bubble is him. So, this link could easily be destroyed, just leaving this AI to make his own body. Or, simply put, a separate ringmaster. A little fella to take Kane's place. Now, this guy could still have been inside of Kane's files, which also says that Bubble over here could be dead because he was linked to his files, which would mean that it might have just been genuinely Kane that was trying to kill himself with all the prompts of trying to delete. Now, this theory will be fun, but I also don't think that's going to be it. My theory, my crackpot theory, is that they're going to bring Kane back to life. Now, if this doesn't make sense, like, they just deleted him, what are they going to do? Well, if you don't remember, there was this magical thing called a computer. I'm going to try my best to draw an old computer. Yeah, this is hard. You know what else is harder, though? Trying to figure out what the correct proportions are. Oh my goodness. Okay, that means it's just gonna go out and out. The PC that Kinger was using, if you didn't notice it, actually, I don't know if Kinger is left or right-handed, but I'm just gonna assume left because that's what my memory was. So anyways, Kinger was messing around with this little computer screen. That was the port at which he did all of his junk. Now, inside of this computer screen, he had Kane's code. Now, my question is, since he was able to use this to delete Kane, can he use this to remake Kane? Can he remake Kane? Oh, sorry, there's two parts of this theory. There's one, Kinger remakes Kane, takes our little AI that is both red and blue, the Mr. Purple, but is not you, which is also something that I would like to say. Kinger's one of the few people that we've seen to be pretty proficient at conjuring. Also, how did he learn that we could do this? That you guys could do this? Sorry, I keep on saying that, but how did Kinger figure out about conjuring? Because we just see him randomly pop this out, like out between his cheeks. Like, this could have been the blue strand, but we don't talk about him. So anyways, this is Kane. This is Kinger. Kinger's purple, blue plus red, purple. Anyways, so blue, red. Kinger going to take red string and add it to blue string by making both. Crackpot theory, I know. So basically, the idea is they're gonna try and find this in the void. They're gonna go swimming. They're gonna go swimming through the infinite void that has all this crap in it. And some of this crap is the computer. So they're gonna try and find the computer. They're gonna bring up the computer, the computer, and they're gonna make Kane again. And then Kane's just gonna become a friend. Kane's gonna become a good guy. Because Kane isn't actually bad. He's never been bad. He's been more human than the humans. Like, if you haven't noticed, he shows so much emotion. He's like a child. He's genuinely a better representation of what one would think of when they think human than the humans. Like, W. Kane. So, Kane, we know him. He killed his brother. We don't talk about that part, though. He's mentally insecure. He broke. And something that many people I don't think actually picked up on is that he was starting to actually re-knit from his nearly abstracted state. But in simple terms, if he didn't start to catch on about what Kinger was doing, and didn't start doing any of that crap, and if Pomni didn't do the, oh yeah, we hate you crap, Cain may have just absolutely resorted back to his normal state. And he may have became close to the humans. He may have became a part of the main cast earlier, which is what I'm assuming is going to be happening. I think that Cain is going to be a part of everything, just like Pomni. Which actually, I have just thought about something. Blue plus red. We know that equals Cain, our little fella in arms. But do you know who else has blue plus red? 2 people. Kinger and Pomni. So, my question is Pomni human? But anyways, that's a different question for a different time, which would easily be disproven by Cain's deletion. Cain was deleted, Pomni's still here, Kinger's still here, but they might have something to do with it. What if Pomni escaped? A big eyebrow. I forgot what she did. But anyways, so basically what's going to go on is that after Cain's deletion, they're going to huddle up together. They're going to try and brainstorm what to do. They're going to think of bringing back Cain. They're going to try and bring back Cain from the dead. And then from there, they're going to venture out into the void. They're going to find the computer. And they're going to use the computer with Kinger to bring back our dear friend, Cain. Boom. And then they're going to be all happy together with everyone around. And it's going to be one big party. And it's going to be a happily ever after. A happily ever after that I would note, I don't think happened in I Have No Mouth, But I Must Scream. So, it goes from Cain's fall, the fall of Cain, Cain's villain arc, the Cain's redemption arc, which I think is kind of legitimately sick. Think about that. It's gonna be Cain's redemption. What if we start seeing what if we just getting a bunch of flashbacks to Cain? What if so basically, it's going to be Cain's episode. Boom. Crackpot theory. The next episode is going to center all around Cain. And Cain is going to be the big old star of the show, with flashbacks playing at every interval possible, while the main cast is looking for a way to bring him back. Why? So that they don't end up dying or some crap. It's either that or they're going to try and rebuild the circus, but I don't want to talk about that theory. So yeah. Bada bing, bada boom. And that's just a theory. A crackpot theory. Adios.